Hey y'all, it's Nurse Allie here, and today we are going to be talking about how to survive your first year as a hospice nurse. Now, first off and foremost, one thing I talk a lot about on my channel and all across social media is organization. And those things are going to be especially true when it comes to your trunk kit and possibly your front seat. Of course, you're going to want your trunk kit organized so that when you get to patients' homes and let's say you're missing things, you're not spending like 10-15 minutes rummaging around in your trunk trying to find what you need. But it will also save you a lot of time in the long run if you need to take your trunk kit in and out of your car so that your car can actually be used on the days when you're not working. So some things to look into are going to be your standard trunk organizers, like the one that I've showed you on my channel a few times. You can also use totes, or you can use those little like square fabric bins. Now, if you look back through some of my previous videos, I do have one specifically when I did get an actual trunk organizer, and I switched over from what I had, which was just like a plastic tote that I had gotten when I got to my company. And it is a life changer. Being organized and being able to access everything you need throughout your workday is way better than the guesswork that is when you have a tote full of Lord knows what. But now we don't want to hoard supplies. We obviously don't want things going expired if we're not going to use them. So your company might give you an actual checklist of what you need to keep in your trunk kit, or they're going to actually send you a trunk kit in the mail like mine did. But the basics that we like to keep on hand are extra Foley catheters, wound care supplies, incontinence supplies. That way you're prepared for anything. Now, as for your front seat, that is like your ride or die position. That's where your laptop, maybe your steno notebook, your chargers, things like that are going to go, and where you're going to have to kind of drop things in between patients and get out of there. Now, I use a car pack. I've showed it plenty of times on my channel. I'll put a little drop in right here of it, maybe somewhere over here. It's been a lifesaver for me, but I've seen other things that people have used for their replacement car packs. They're smaller ones that only take up the back part of the front seat. But whatever you do, I highly suggest organizing your front seat. It's not fun when you have to hard brake or you take a hard turn and your laptop and everything that you had on your front seat go flying. Plus, that's really hard to explain to IT why your iPad or laptop is smashed. Secure the goods. Now, the third thing I'm going to recommend is bringing along snacks and fluids to help you along with your day. Generally, we want these things to be healthier so that it gives us, good energy, but I'm not one to judge if you're going to bring a soda or, some sweet snacks, because sometimes we need to keep that blood sugar up. And let's be honest, it's like a morale thing for us too. Number 4, please always carry an extra set of scrubs in your trunk. You do not ever want to be caught stranded in soil scrubs for the rest of your day. And it can happen even at your first visit. So just make sure you're carrying an extra pair back there. Now we're going to get into some of the serious stuff. Well, I mean, it's all serious, but this next one is going to be a little bit easier said than done. But please, please, please try to document the most you can at the bedside. And here's why. Now, why do we need to do this? I know what you're thinking. Sometimes it may be uncomfortable to chart in front of families or chart in their driveway or whatever, but you know what? That's part of our jobs. We need to do it, and it's better to do the bulk of it at the bedside so that you're not bringing work home. Please don't bring work home. Some days that may be inevitable, but if you're working way over the amount of hours that you're scheduled or you're supposed to be working, something needs to change. Also know that if you don't document at the bedside and you wait until the end of your day, it's not as accurate as well, and that in the long run is not going to be a good thing for you or your patient. What I like to do is I really like to bulk up my narrative note when I'm at the bedside. I will write things in conversation, concerns, complaints, things like that, so I know exactly what the patient said or the family said, and I won't have to try to remember or write it down and try to interpret it later. You want to capture that picture of the patient so that when somebody else comes and looks at your note, they know exactly what happened. Now, this one is super important. Find someone to vent to, which is most likely going to be a coworker, because who else are we going to be able to talk to about our jobs who's truly going to understand? Hospice can be heavy some days, and while it's normal for jobs like ours to be heavy, sometimes it really does help to talk to somebody who knows what's going on. So find somebody to vent to. The next thing is going to be use your team. And by team, I mean your MDs, your clinical manager, any other discipline you have on your team. It's called an IDT for a reason. You are not out there alone, so don't try to handle every single issue on your own. Sorry, itch. Our team is our resources, right? So if I'm struggling out in the field with something that I can't figure out or I need a suggestion, I'm phoning a friend. I have no shame. That's what they're there for. And your team won't mind either. We're doing what's best for the patient, and that is collaborating with our team members. They do it all the time in the facilities. Those are my buffalo wings, by the way. They do it all the time in the facilities. We should get to too. I know we fly solo. I know we're independent on our own. Don't be scared to phone a friend. It's okay. We're not supposed to know everything. That's the beauty of nursing. We learn every day, and we have people out there that we can reach out to, and they don't mind either. And if they do, I want to find a new team. And this last one is mucho important. Probably the most important point I'm going to tell you as a hospice nurse. Deep breath, everybody. Learn to say no. Say no to taking call. Say no to working a little bit longer that day. If you think your caseload is getting too high for you to manage, speak up. The biggest struggle I hear from hospice nurses is the fact that they got burned out. And that's heartbreaking because that means that they had too much caseload or too much call, which I think is contributed by the fact that the hospice probably did not hire enough people, right? But don't let it happen to you. Hospice is a great field to work in, and you should be happy in your jobs. And yes, some days might be more stressful. Some days you might have a lot more on your plate, but it should not be the majority of the days that you work. If you're feeling like your caseload is too high, or you're feeling like the work is unmanageable, or your work-life balance is very poor now, just know that there are hospice nurses out there, case managers out there who don't feel that way, which means that where they work, obviously, there's probably proper staffing. Yes, hospice is not immune to staffing issues either. You are still allotted to your breaks. You still have to go pee during the day, and if you find yourself skipping those important bodily functions that we all need to do, something needs to change. I know we all feel for the patients. That's why we're in this job, because we love our patients so much. But you cannot be fully there for your patients if you're not taking care of yourself. So to sum things up, remember to be organized. That will help you decrease your anxiety throughout the week and throughout your job, knowing that you are as prepared as you could possibly be and that you're not going to have to worry about going to the office or going to the supply closet to grab anything. Take care of your mental health. Have somebody you can reach out to. Reach out to your team, of course. That's what they're there for. They're there to help. Oh yes, always pack proper snacks and fluids. Nobody likes a dehydrated nurse. Or a hangry one. Yeah, we don't like hangry ones either. We are going to be documenting as much as we can at the bedside, right, darling? Let's do that. That way we can be successful and not burn ourselves out by bringing all of our documenting home with us. Why the accent? And last but not least, learn to say no. Learn to speak up for yourself and stand up for yourself. Yes, you may be meant to be a hospice nurse. That doesn't mean you have to be burnt out. Well, this has been super fun since I haven't made a YouTube video in Lord knows how long. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Yes, I gave in and I got a TikTok. Don't judge me. It's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, even though I'm kind of old for it. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything to add, feel free to leave them down below. I love any suggestions. So have a great first year, my dears. Let's make it a successful one, and let's not get burnt out. If you'd like to see some of my favorite products, head over to my link tree, go down to my Amazon faves, and I have a category right there that says nursing stuff from like YouTube videos, things like that. As you can tell, I'm super professional, and I've done this a million times. It's not awkward for me at all. So again, my name is Nurse Allie, and I'm a hospice nurse, and thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe and like if you liked my video, and follow for more content. Peace.